Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, Koki Creative. My name is Elena, and today we are doing a mini speed build. I am just doing a dollhouse, and for this one, we are just using base game and Realm of Magic. Perfect for this time of year. It is spooky season, so I just thought this one would be super fun. So the first thing I like to do when I do dollhouses is I always like to create amazing shadows by using these short fencing on the roof and just make some sort of funky design. Sometimes I just do squares because I don't have any creative ideas pop in my mind, but I do try to kind of switch it up every so often. I love the way these shadows turn out because it's just I don't know, really cool diagonal shapes. Just play around with it. You don't have to do that, but if you want to try to create some amazing shadows, definitely give that a try. When I built this, it was back in August before the update, the window update, so I couldn't quite move the windows around exactly the way I wanted it to, but you know, you just have to play around with it. I'm playing catch up right now since I haven't really been able to focus on YouTube or anything extra besides just the plain old Instagram posts for the past month and a half, 2 months, but I'm finally back at it. I finally have time in my schedule again, and it feels so good to be recording these voiceovers once again. This is actually my third one today. I just keep changing my outfit, so yeah. Anyway, let's get to this build. So at the end of this video, I will be doing a mini tutorial how to edit, but I am going to be doing a more detailed tutorial later where I actually sit down and have my mouse and will edit and walk you through step by step, just for the people that ask. And I do want to do it not just with Photoshop, but with some free editing software as well, so just stay tuned for that. But this build, I was definitely inspired by just the Realm of Magic pack. The great thing about doing these limited pack builds is that swatches match. And it's so funny, that sounds like such a simple thing, but it's so frustrating when you're building and you're mixing different pack items and the wood swatches don't match, and it's just, you can't keep the items too close together, especially when they're super close but not quite there. Sometimes you can get away with having a really light wood and then a really dark wood next to each other. It's good contrast, but it's so hard. So whenever I can have the wood swatches match, I do. So I went all out in this build. I made sure everything matched, from the windows to the bed to the desk, just all out. And I really wanted green to be the color. I mentioned this in other videos too, but in my dollhouse post on my Instagram, I have a rainbow in my grid. So this was my green day. So my green day. So I knew I wanted it to be green. And so I went with this more earthy green, not so much like a lime green or a dark green, but just this earthy kind of brownish green. And because it was witchy, I love, let me just quickly, I know we don't have a long time in this video, but I love spellcasters. They're my favorite occult kind of sim you can have. All the way from Sims 1, I was obsessed with magic sims. Sims Making Magic was my favorite expansion pack in Sims 1. Sims 2, this witches and warlocks, I don't know what they were called in Sims 2. They didn't come until a lot later. Sims 3, they came with I can't remember, the supernatural pack, and I loved playing them there. But in Sims 4, they're definitely by far my favorite, and so I really wanted to spend some time to give love to this build, and I had so much fun with it. I was watching the Addams Family while making this, so it just seemed very appropriate at the time. And even though it was back in August, I was still getting ready for spooky season. But in this also, I wanted it to have kind of a feel like it's in an attic. I don't know if you guys get the feeling of that either, but I just have this feeling that this is somewhere in an attic, kind of hidden away in this big spooky looking house. I've never turned this into a full house. Sometimes I do that, but maybe I should sometime just because I have such a clear vision of what this house would look like on the exterior. Part of me has a feeling that's because I was watching the Addams Family while doing this, but still, I have a vision. So I'm just doing the final details now, which are my favorite part of doing interior design. once you get the big furniture around and you kind of get the layout, this is where you can really go in and put all these tiny details. Sometimes I put hidden things, so if you are like moving stuff around, you might find like a mouse trap somewhere or a hidden gnome, just because I want to put a smile on someone's face. I want them to be like, wait, what? Did I just see what I thought I saw? So here I just finished up with the interior, and this is the part where I set everything up to take my screenshot. I don't do this every time, but if it's a simple one like this, there's no extra lines, I put a green screen in the back from the Get Famous pack. You have to use bb.showliveeditobjects on cheat to find that, and it helps me just take my screenshot and edit. You'll see that later. And when I do that, I also put some greenery behind the windows just so you can't see that green screen through a window just because it looks bad. And I upload all of my dollhouses onto the gallery. So this is the part where I turn it into a full room. And I usually do that after I take my screenshot. Sometimes I save a copy of it just in case I look at my screenshots and I hate it and I don't have to go back and delete all this again. But now we're moving on to the editing process. This is one of my favorite parts. I love editing photos. It's just a thing of mine. I already have uploaded this to Lightroom and I put the filter on that I wanted. I picked the screenshot that I wanted. And so I go in and I use a selection tool and then I refine the edges. I don't always do all this part. I'll show you the next part soon of what I always will do, but this is just a quick process. So if your lines are nice and simple, this room is very square. So that's why I use this quick selection tool. And once I get all like the details down, I go in with like this pen. You can go in and just make those lines a little bit better. What I'm doing here is I'm using the selection tool again, and I am right clicking, going to transform selection, and then right click again and go to distort. And then from distort, you can go and move the edges just to get those perfect lines. I love the way that looks. Next, I'll change the background color, and this is probably my favorite part because I really think it ties everything together. I use the eyedropper tool and I find just a section in the build that I think really is the best color, and I use that as the background. Sometimes I adjust it from there just to get the right tint because sometimes the green might look green in the photo but look brown in the background. And there we have it. There it is. Aw, so cute. But thank you guys so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, you can leave a comment, maybe give it a thumbs up, maybe subscribe to my channel. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye.